I was actually saying to Jen, I've had quite a relatively relaxed day today. And I was working on stuff, and I was saying to Connie, I'm just in the zone. There's something about this week. I don't know. It feels a little different than it did last week. And we are so happy to be back with all of you again. Today, we have Connie Jakab, who is with the National Hope Movement. And we are so thrilled to have you here. Welcome to our happy hour. For those of you, because I'm a happy person and Jen can't drink yet, and I'm not sure what you're drinking, Connie, but
it's not vodka.
It's not vodka, but we felt like Candy is a happy company. We love to have fun. We love to put ourselves, I guess, in a position where even when things are upside down, that we can actually have a good time. And so which is exactly perfect that you are here, Connie. So thank you for being here. My name is Lisa Gareau. For those of you that haven't tuned in before, and I always point the wrong way, on the other side, that's Jen Hadley with Candy, and she's the one with the fascinator. So if you're ever wondering, which one is Jen? She's got the beautiful
fascinating one.
She is fascinating. How's your day, Jen?
Well, we just finished another round of homeschool, which is great. And so I'm still not on to real drinks. I'm still into the soda water. But today it's coming.
An apple juice will have to do it for me. And how was your weekend, Connie?
It was good. It was restful, which was nice.
Mm-hmm. You had a little bit of time off. I see you constantly online. So and if it isn't for business or for National Hope Movement, then it is actually running online. What time do you do it in the mornings? Your exercise.
My workout.
Your workouts. If any of you need a good workout in the morning, I actually just watch now and then.
I watch.
And I'm like, someday. Today I actually loved it because I was like, someday I am gonna join Connie. When it said kickboxing, that's my old life where I actually could do that kind of thing. So and funny enough, Connie, I moved my office. I'm in my kitchen right now, but I was on the dining room table for the longest time since all of this began. Normally we're at work nicer, but I've been on the dining room table, and then I decided I clued in that our workout room upstairs, it was my daughter's room, is the perfect size for me to move a desk from the basement up into the yoga room. So it's actually quite reasonable that I could be joining you while I'm still working and in that room. Doing a little bit of, I don't know what you're going to do tomorrow, but how is that going for you? Like honestly, the energy you've got, Connie.
Well, I mean, by the time you see me at 8 a.m., I've been up for a few hours.
So you're just happy everybody's waking up. Like
we don't start that way.
I look at my phone, I'm like, oh man, she's jumping already. Click.
Hilarious. And your kids are jumping on you, Jen. So
they're using the time to quietly sneak in their iPad adventures until mommy wakes up and makes them go to school. So
totally. So tell us, Connie. I know that we had the privilege of working with you. That would have been, goodness, that seems forever ago that we were at Let's Talk Hope.
That was like
Mount Royal. What's that?
That was in January.
Yes.
Oh, that's
before all of this happened, do you want to tell us a little bit about that event? And then I'd love to hear a little bit about what else you were planning, because January, February, we were still full steam ahead, right? So many things on the plate, both online and offline for you. So you want to fill us in on what was happening back then?
Yeah, way back in the day.
Back in the day.
January.
Right.
Yeah, that was a special time.
We'll put it in our photo albums, right?
If I would have known that was the last, event Oh man, we would have brought out fireworks or something, you know?
Totally.
Yeah, it was a beautiful time just because we were able to, the incubator is what really makes our event, as well as Candy Consulting, steering the ship and making it all go. Honestly, you guys just made the day spectacular, and people left feeling really connected. And what came out of it was this idea that we need to create a safe place. And
so what was it based on? Can you tell us a little bit about what the event was about? I think some people that are watching might not know what it was all about.
Right. So yeah, Let's Talk Hope is our it's our annual conference. We did one here in Calgary as well as Edmonton and Vancouver, and it's done around Bell Let's Talk Day, around mental health, bringing people together, teachers, students, mental health care professionals, nonprofit leaders, business owners, bringing everyone together to talk about mental health around the table and to really hear from one another and to listen and to see what is happening, what is the pulse. And everyone gets a chance to speak. Everyone gets to be heard. And that's my favorite part. And what came out of it was this idea that now people are starting to share their stories and we have no idea how to hold them. Or we want to, we just don't know how to. And so that was the idea of we need to create a safe place. And I find it interesting that now we're moving into a safe place in isolation, which is kind of an oxymoron for me, because our whole thing is mental health is created socially.
Yeah.
We have the t-shirts to prove it.
I wore my t-shirt. I totally forgot.
I should have worn mine too.
So
yeah. So
and that's where everyone has a voice. That's what the incubator is, right? So can you explain that incubator? Because I know that you've been starting to do something cool with that too, but can you explain what that is?
Yeah, so basically we get everyone mixed up and around a circle, about 8 people. Everyone gets 2 minutes to share. They can either share their own story, they can share something they're noticing in their context around mental health or what they're doing. And then at the end, when everyone else has shared, we write down, now, even though you're all from these different demographics, what was commonly said. And then we write all that down. And then what we did was we took all those sheets of paper from however many people were in the conference and we summarized it and really brought it down. And it's interesting that no matter where it was, Edmonton, Vancouver, Calgary, the same things were being said.
And what was that? Like, I know that there were a couple of themes, just even that we had put on the wall, some of those individual sheets. But what were you finding? Because I think even after the conference, you were getting some feedback as well, right?
Yeah. So the safe place. How do we create empathy? How do we listen? How do we support people who are really struggling? And I find this so interesting right now because how do we support people when we don't really see people? And it's we really were in a mental health crisis already. And now we're bringing a mental health crisis into a pandemic. So we're really wanting to lean in and listen right now to what this is looking like.
Totally. And then you wrote a book.
Yeah, you know.
You were supposed to have an event around this book of yours, and then what happened?
Oh, I was so sad. This book.
I saw your unboxing of it, and I was just dying for you. So proud of you. So great. So tell us about the book. Tell us about what you had planned for the launch.
Yeah. So this book is really special. I've written 2 others. So this is my 3rd, but I would say this is my most important. It's the story of our family and how we brought our son out of mental illness. Now, that's not to say that he doesn't struggle with anxiety and depression like we all do. And now he's 13, and that's a whole mental health issue on its own. But it's our story and what were the tools that we used as parents to help our son. And I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this. It's taken a long time. And then I'm like, what do you mean we're releasing it now? Now? Oh, are you serious? No one's going to buy it. This is going to be awful. And then my conference that I was going to launch it at, the Brave Parents Conference, got canceled. And at first I had a little pity party with my drink.
We've all had one of those.
You know,
We've all followed for a little bit, haven't we?
Well, now what? And so everyone's dealing with this differently. I dealt with it kind of like sad, like, well, now what's going to happen? And then I don't know, it just came to me. I'm like, wait a minute, we have Zoom, we have webinars. What if I did this online? And now I can't believe this. This really shows you that sometimes, things can work together for good.
And good is happening like in what, 4 days?
4 days.
What
so
day is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing it on the day it was going to be at the Calgary Dream Center, and I probably would have had, I don't know, 30 to 60 people. Well, now I got like 450.
So crazy.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Amazing.
That's amazing. You are
well, and not only 450 people, but Jen, have you seen the list of speakers for the day?
My gosh, so impressive.
Like to bring, like, what was that like for you to now bring all these speakers? Because I don't think they were all coming, right, to the original event, the book launch. So what happened for you? Where did it click? Where it's like, I think I need to expand this, go big or go home, basically. What's that?
Go big from home.
From home, yeah. Go home. Events.
You got to hashtag that. Go big from home.
Go big from home.
all Saturday at the conference. So what happened for you? Because I know you've got this incredible community around you that are willing to support. So where did that idea either birth from, or was it just a merging of ideas, or were you talking to people? How did you, like, not only are you moving it online, but now it's exploded into something much greater, probably with even farther reach than what you thought.
Yeah. So I had Dr. Paul Day and Dr. Wayne Hammond. They were going to speak at the conference, but when I thought about doing it online, I thought, well, there's no limit in who could speak at this now.
So smart,
right? Like, and when we can get out of the back of our brain, out of anxiety, out of fear, out of sadness, and get back here, it's like, whoa, creativity is always available. And so I remember Dr. Jody spoke at our Let's Talk Hope Calgary conference.
Oh, great. Yeah.
And I thought, why don't I ask? The lady's probably so busy. And she is. She's very busy right now. And then I thought, I was kind of striking up a conversation a little bit with Tammy from the Institute of Child Psychology. What if I ask? And everybody was just, what if I ask? And I didn't expect anybody to say yes. But the reason why they're saying yes is not because of me.
Well, maybe.
I mean, there was some relationship there before. I mean, right. Dr. Jody was very happy with our conference. She loved it. But I think because right now, if there's ever a time when parents need this message, it's right now. And there's a lot of risk at homes that, like one lady I was talking to this week, bless her heart, she has a child with behavioral problems and real strong aggression. And her son pushed her down the stairs this week. And she, she's struggling to get support. And she's like, I feel like I'm in an abusive relationship that I can't get out of. And now I'm quarantined here. So there's a lot of risk right now. And then all the way to the fact that we're working homeschooling, Jen, our kids, and just getting thrown in the deep end. And so
Jen's still trying to hide. It's not happening.
I signed up for this. I did not. I signed up to have kids, take them to school, leave them there, and come back and get them. That's all I wanted.
So it's hard. It's real. Like the struggle is real. And so I think a lot of these people who have signed up to speak, they are doing it because it's like, we have to step up right now. So
that's so
So
great.
what is that like for you, Jen? Like I know that like a conference like this, and this is like a lot of, well, Connie, you know us well enough probably by now too, that we're really attracted to some of these really deep and meaningful type of conferences and events. And what is this one like for you, Jen, where you're living this too? And not saying that, you know, as far as your kids and support system that you have, and you do have some support, but what is that like for you to see a conference like this actually starting to bloom in a time where you're facing it yourself?
I was actually so happy that this came at the time that it's coming. I was like, this is amazing. I totally need this. I've got like, yeah, I'm on a parent group of, you know, all my kids' classes, and we're all friends online, and we're all doing like online things, and we're all talking about, you know, did he sign in for this class? Is this class happening? Is there homework here? So we've created like a community of that sort of thing, because we're all lost. We all like, none of us are teachers, and well, some of us are, and I don't know how they're teachers and teaching other kids, because that's like, I can't work. Like sorry, Lisa, like I'm out. But and I talked to my cousin today. She's got 3 kids in school, and she also her job. Like I'm lucky enough that I can work from home at 2-3 in the morning if I make it to 2-3 in the morning now. But it's such a struggle, and I'm lucky that I have support, but my support can't come over. You know, my support babysit, and I can't just drop them somewhere now like I used to and come to work, or call someone and tell them to come watch the kids. And I'm also lucky in the fact that they're older and they just need iPad time, and they don't care what I'm doing right now. So, you know, I'm very blessed and very grateful for where we are at. But I have my mental breakdowns. I have them, and I look at them and I'm like, I just can't do this. I'm too stressed out. And then they look at me, they're like, why are you stressed out, mommy? And I'm like, oh, we're good. Don't worry. Just do math. You know, try to have the conversations where they're now. And I see it in there. Even my son today, I don't feel like anymore. You know, and that's just like, that kills you, right? As a parent, I know you don't feel like you, because you can't be with your friends. You can't see, you go to your hockey practices and your soccers and all your stuff. And my kids are pretty active outside of their school life. So for them, it's a complete shutdown of everything they know within like moments. And now it's like, I'm trying to get creative with things for them to do and keep active and excited and interested, and still get their homework done, and also not lose my mind completely, which is where I'm there. So
Well, and I found it interesting. The name of your book, Connie?
Bring Them Closer.
Bring Them Closer. And what is really striking to me, because obviously you didn't know any of this was going to happen when you named the book. You chose that title. But what is incredible to me I keep saying this because I think it's so true, but for such a time as this, that title, when everybody's kind of just almost wanting to get help or send them to grandma's or have some space, you're saying bring them closer, and that actually becomes not just your story, but the story of so many parents right now. And the idea of an event being built around that. And when you talk about 450 people signing on Saturday, and you'll have to tell us at the end how people can be involved, but what an incredible impact that is. And Connie, you and I have talked about, like, Jen, you're experiencing this in one household, but if you talk about 550 households, and the number of the number of children and spouses, and the impact of that will happen over the next 2, 3, 4 months, because this isn't ending anytime soon. And the beauty of moving what you felt was your heart in those pages to a book launch, to something now that has grown into, and because of your ability and your courage and your desire to ask for people to be involved, how this now has expanded into something far greater. I believe that impact of that event, we always say an event isn't just one day, it isn't just one experience and everybody goes home and yeah, you might have some good memories, but how are you leading them on a journey from event to event to event? And you're already doing that naturally.
It's not just us at home being closer. Yes, we are all closer physically at home, and I find my relationship with my kids has been better since spending more time together. But in this situation, with seeing those 450 other people, knowing that we're all coming closer as a community of, like, and you're spreading them, joining this community that's supporting mental health awareness and all, like struggles within family units and things like that. Now it's not just me and my 2 kids, it's me and my 2 kids and your kids and those kids and these other kids. And so now we all have a mixed message, and what a great thing. Like, I mean, I hate this pandemic, but it's working out for you, my love.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought you'd sell all these books and you'd fill a virtual room with 30 times the people you were expecting? And that's so great.
That's amazing. So how comfortable are you? Because I know that you're online a lot, Connie. A lot of our clients, a lot of our community, and the calls that we're getting are about not just moving online, but there's some anxiety around what does this look like to actually now have these conversations online. What is your feeling? The difference between an incubator is a great example. So at the Let's Talk Hope conference, you talked about the incubators where you've got a table of people. They are having conversations. Everybody has a voice. You've been sending some messages through Facebook to a couple of select groups saying you wanted to do this online, just test it out. How are you finding the response is offline to online or online to offline? Like, what are those common denominators? What are some of the differences?
Yeah, well, I'm a real face-to-face person. I'm this is my 3rd Zoom today or whatever this platform is, and I'm not a fan, but it's better than nothing. And thank God we have it. Today I did a webinar with a lady I've never met. She's a CBC columnist. I had her on my webinar for parents at noon, and my Zoom cut out twice.
Oh, no.
And she kept my webinar going.
That's awesome.
So,
your personal Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So
just mingle amongst yourselves.
Carry on. She's like, I just kept the conversation going. I'm like, bless you, woman. Like, this is the frustrating part, of doing these things online, like the internet, the lack of knowing how to work it. My children, for one of my parent webinars, were fist fighting right beside me. And you can't, like, usually, like, if you're on the phone, you can give them the death glare. You can't do that on Zoom. You're like,
I learned that too. Yeah, my kids were yelling at me at the door.
Oh, that is hilarious. Well, and we have adults in the house, so there's 2 adult children. And the last time I think we were on, Jen, one of them was crawling behind my chair because the food's on that side and the basement's over there. So they're not being seen, but
I had one.
I pick them in the head or something as they're making their way to the snacks.
I had one on the floor asking if she could have ice cream, and I'm like, "No, wait, half an hour. Like, please read this."
So the platform, the idea of you still showing up, even though it might be uncomfortable or it might be something that you're not. I think it seems you're very familiar with it, but at the same time, stuff happens, right? Like there's, you may not get the same kind of conversation as you would face to face, just having that coffee time or something. You've done some of those where you're interviewing someone in their living room. That's very different, I would guess.
It is, and even doing, say, the incubator online.
Right.
And we did one with Work Nicer as well, and it was lovely, but it's just so, like, the etiquette's different. It's like, now everyone mute. Like, think about doing that in a room. Now everyone mute.
It might actually be more productive.
Sometimes we wish we could.
I'm not gonna lie.
Or maybe a master mute button.
And you're done.
We have announcements. Mute.
I accidentally kicked you out of the meeting. Sorry.
I voted off the island. Anyway, sorry, Connie. Yes. So
there are benefits to this. There are benefits. But yeah, it's just, I mean, the incubators have been good because at least we can still see each other and everybody gets their turn. You can see them. And I have a timer I put on my phone. And there's nothing like face-to-face, though. I really wonder what this is going to be like when and how this all subsides. You know, the first time I'm able to hug someone outside my house, like, what is that going to be like? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, and we often have been saying, like, even through this series, Jen and I have been making comments because the idea of picking up what we were doing before, sort of pre-COVID, and then dropping it into somewhere down the road post-COVID, you know, whatever that looks like, it just can't be done because not only our events and event spaces and event services, all of that is changing now. But the other part of that is we're changing and we're also becoming different people and we're also adopting new technology. We are coming through a lot of stress, similar to what you're talking about with your parents conference. They will be different parents to all of this. This is going to change your kids and the way you deal with life and for the better or worse. Like I don't believe everything pushes us to the positive. I think we really have to fight that. We really have to put ourselves in a position where we're finding not just the joy in it, but the learning and the lessons and we gotta stay with it. And I'm speaking to myself as much as anybody else because Jen knows me well enough. What was it? It was a GIF I sent yesterday. Oh my goodness! Like we tease about being Betty and Veronica of event planning. Personality-wise, we're like that too. Okay, what did I send you? It was
from The Simpsons, Selma and what's the other one? The sister?
The two sisters, and they're caught up in this tornado, but they're in their rocking chairs in the middle of the tornado having a smoke. I said, that might be us. Veronica in the middle of the crisis.
So we went from Betty and Veronica to chain smoking spinsters like that, and I don't know how that happened.
How does that happen in 2 weeks? I don't know.
But you know what?
Anyway,
getting your message.
I'm gonna start laughing, or I'm gonna. Okay. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and I, you know, we've seen it this weekend through.
Say that again, Jen. Sorry.
Being able to see how things have changed for the better in certain, like Connie, your event is now quadruple size, and you're going to get your message out and that of your speakers out to so many more people than originally planned.
Yeah.
There's that, but like you saw it this weekend over Easter, like Andrea Bocelli singing in Milan. Who would have seen that otherwise, you know? Or the Pope with his like AV system behind him, like it's amazing, you know. And to hear from, I don't remember who was it, the Pope that was in Paris at Sacré-Cœur on top on the mount on the hill there. Like, it's just the messages are now, because of where we're at next to each other. It's, you can get it from anywhere. Like, nobody that wasn't in Paris at the time would have ever heard what was said in Paris yesterday, you know, or Kelly's concert in Milan. So I think that you're doing it. You're the new Andrea Bocelli.
The CD that goes along with the book.
That's an add-on. You have to buy that.
That's the add-on, exactly.
No, but that's good
go
for
ahead, Jen, sorry.
Taking advantage of the situation and saying, okay, it wasn't 30, 40 people in a room. Now it's going to be 450 online. It's going to be a little different. It's going to feel a little different, but we're powering through anyway. And we're going to have conversations so that when we can go live in person, those incubators are going to mean so much more because they've already had this one and they've already talked about this with these people, and now we're growing that community. And what a great way to do it. I think that you're on the right track, and I can't wait for Saturday, and I hope my kids are.
Can you tell people how they can get involved with the Saturday conference?
Yeah, it's probably best to email me just because I don't have it on my website. It's just Eventbrite, but it's Connie at Connie Jakab, Jakab, Connie at .com. So Connie at ConnieJakab.com. And what's also amazing too is that through Zoom, you're able to share any webinar live on Facebook. And then I have a little tribe of people who are going to do a watch party based on that live. So when you think about the reach, right? So that's where I think it lacks. So it's going to feel very, here we are, this big thing. But then the question for me is, how do we now navigate and take people deeper on a journey and give them the support that they need? Because I think what the mandate, the words that were given to me for this conference was, I am brave. I show up when it's hard. I love without walls. I forgive when it hurts. And I rise through the storm. And so if people leave feeling that, then that's a success. And then we need to figure out ways to dive deep, maybe like little Zoom, 12s or something. And that's a challenge, is because on Zoom, you can tune out. The beautiful thing about Zoom too, I don't know any other platform, so I'm talking about Zoom because I only know Zoom. Like for Jen, like the chances of you watching for 3 hours is pretty slim, any parent. So we're able to record it and put it on. That's my dog, not me. What's going on?
We're live, people. This is live.
Yeah, so now I'm able to send the recording to people. Like, you'd never be able to do that, or I'd pay a videographer or someone. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's amazing, and I think we should probably give your National Hope Movement website as well. And I'm going to do that replay. So I'm going to do a watch party right after this, and that'll allow me to actually add all of those links for those of you that haven't visited National Hope Movement online. There's a lot of cool information there, some links there. Where would people find that information, Connie?
So that's nationalhopetalks.com.
Perfect. Any thoughts, Jen? Go ahead, Connie. Sorry.
Well, and what's interesting about that? So as you guys know, because we're we're in this, we were virtual. Our idea is to take this National Hope Movement national.
Yes.
Well, now we really can.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can.
And that's not a period, that's a comma. More to come.
So actually, I was just gonna ask you, Connie, what else do you have going on after this? Anything cool coming up? What else are you doing?
Oh boy. Well, actually, so the Wellness Innovate that I work for, the company, we're actually doing a conference called Rise Strong for businesses in, it's not just for Calgary, it can be anywhere. But, we've got, again, when would I ever get the president of Shaw Communications speaking at an event? Karen Young, the CEO of United Way. James McCara, CEO of the Food Bank. Graham Sherman, founder of Toolshed Beer. Well, actually, he's a friend, so he'll do it. But, he's awesome. So these people, Tony McGrath, these people who have been through fire before, that's what I feel right now is to create space for bravery and innovation and creativity, despite what the outside looks like. And so I'm so thrilled to do that next week on April 22nd. And normally, if I was doing a conference and it was a week away, I'd be panicking right now. But it's online, so it's really not a big deal.
You just got to show up.
Just put on it, do your hair. Doesn't matter.
That's it.
That's awesome. And what's beautiful is all of these things intersect, right? Like it's just amazing how not just the events themselves, but the opportunities and the people and the speakers and the reach that each one of those people have grown over time. That's, I think when we even talk about our Candy community, we can use that loosely. For anybody that has this connection somehow to each other and to the way that we try to do our work, and what a gift it is that you're part of our circle, Connie. We're always inspired by anything, and Jen asking what's up, that is one other thing, but there's 10 other things that we know of that are up. So for all of you out there, make sure that you are following Connie. There's so much more to come. And I think with Jen and I, we are with you. And whatever that looks like, we're excited to see what national means in all of these, because now there are no limits, there's no boundaries. And the gift, oh my goodness. We have to have like a doggy intermission or something. But anyways, I think we're actually over time. I so appreciate you being here, Connie. This is just a real gift. You've probably got another 3 Zooms to do tonight. So we'll have to say goodbye for now. For the rest of you, we actually have been we had a week of interviews. Was it a week? Last week with our, the hashtag is Candy Happy Hour. And we are doing these tomorrow. We've got another interview, Thursday another interview, and we're booking more into next week. So if you have missed the ones from last week, you can check our Candy Event Consulting Facebook page. They are all getting recorded there. And then we've got more to come. So you'll see the dates and the times loaded up on our Facebook page. So thank you to everyone for joining us today. Thanks again, Connie, and thanks, Jen, always. Even though you're not working, you're always working. So, so you can't fool me that you're just like taking 2 weeks off, because I know it's not happening. Thankfully, we love what we do. So we will see you all tomorrow. And here's to more events, online, offline, and to true connections.
Much, Connie. Talk to you.
All right. We'll see you then.
We'll see you on